Hi.
Hi.
I heard there was a party last week and I missed it. You guys were whooping.
Oh yeah, we had a
I know you were greatly missed. You were greatly missed.
we missed you. Yeah.
We actually finished under 60
Well,
minutes.
everybody, you can be sure today we're going over.
We finished under, what was it, like 40, I don't know, 50 minutes?
50
Hey
minutes.
everyone, 50?
Hello.
Hi guys, how is everyone?
Hello, Tanya. Hello. So I've got some stuff to explain. We're trying new things.
Hey, good question. Hello, hope you ladies.
So-
Okay,
So for those of you that don't know, I'm on Tuesdays with Amy. And on Tuesday we tried something new. Am I echoing?
A little bit.
Here, let me close this window. And now?
Keep talk again.
Hello, hello.
It's still a little bit there. I don't know what's
Let's try this. Is that better?
keep talking.
Okay, very strange today.
No, I think that's better.
Okay. So in the past, you guys were sending us stars and we really, really appreciated it and all that. The thing that happens is Facebook takes a large chunk of that money. So we found something else to just make it, that when you donate something, we get all of it and we appreciate it very much. But the added bonus now is that you'll get something in return. So we've created some templates and here they are. And during the live stream, the templates will be only $2. And when you support us, well, you're getting a template in exchange. So we each have our own little coffee shop, and it kind of named it. So you buy us a coffee and you get a template. So on mine today, you're getting the little bunnies I'll be working on. Pen is technically not working today, but she's still has a template there. Those are from some Easter eggs that she made. If you want to check out her Facebook and YouTube, you'll see the tutorial. And Amber's eyelet lace, that's a new video, I think, that just came out.
That's true, yeah.
And I think that that's also a Global Belly kit.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
So that's our new feature. On Tuesday, this was the template, and thank you to everybody that purchased it. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. It's making these lives possible. We usually work with ads on our videos, and this is all ad-free, so your donations is how it happens. So thank you to everybody, and that's the spiel. One last thing before we move on. Han has go, Han. I'm talking.
I don't know how to stop you. Hi, folks. So I have a class coming up on April 10th. There are still a few spots left. So you guys, if you'd like to learn how to make these butterfly cookies, you can sign up. You can sign up if you go on my Instagram. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, and you click on the link in the my bio, then there is a way to sign up for the class. I'm also going to put a link in the comments for you if you wanted to sign up directly. And I hope you guys can make it. It's a live class via Zoom. And
is there going to be a recorded version of it after?
Yes, there is going to be, I believe there is a recorded version of it. I think it's going to be, however, available only for those folks who purchase the class, and let's say you cannot make it on time, or you can't make it at all, so you can watch it later.
Ooh,
and someone asked how much it is. It's $35, right?
It's $35. Yes, it's $35. Yes.
And it's usually like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
I'm gonna run it a little longer because we'll color the royal icing. We'll thin it down to different consistencies. I'm gonna be showing how to make black royal icing with cocoa powder.
Oh, nice.
And then we'll have a Q&A at the end.
I get so many questions about making black icing with cocoa powder, so that'll be good to learn about in your class.
Yeah, I hope so.
And you better know, it there, Jeremy.
I can feel it.
So thanks everyone for joining us. So if you arrived late and you're wondering what the heck's going on, well, you can watch the replay. They're available on all of our platforms. They're saved to the YouTube, to the Facebook. You can
read the coffee site is down. No,
we crashed it.
What's crashed it, guys? No, it's not. I can see it.
Maybe it just
It's not with C. It's with K. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
It's not with, it's
ko-fi.com.
Here, there it is. So there's all three of them at the bottom of the page. And
exactly. Yeah. I don't know if is there a dash after FI? Sorry. I don't think there's a dash.
The dash is between like Munchausen Confections, then it's a separate address. I did separate them. I put the dash just so that it wasn't
so
like
so it's www. Coffee. Is it coffee? We can't decide.
Well, the links are in the comments, right? We put the links in the comments. I mean, there's a lot of comments, so maybe it gets lost. But
yes, well, it's coffee, ko-fi.com. Oh, I did put another dash. Sorry, I did make a boo-boo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, okay, yeah.
And that's what I mean. It's
here's Amber's. No, I did it on all of them. I copy pasted.
No. There's gonna be one that is correct.
You guys will figure it out.
Listen. I was doing it. I was trying to be organized. And
Here, we got it. Here, this is the correct one. Okay.
Perfect.
So you type the first part, same for all of us, and then /SweetAmbs / Montreal Confections.
I fixed it.
/ okay, you're so quick.
Oh, okay. Amy says it rhymes with no fee, but Amy, their logo is a coffee cup, so don't you think it's coffee? Like it looks like we all were saying Ko-fi. I think it's coffee because their logo. What?
Coffee.
No idea.
No
idea.
It's already looking like it because we're trying to get this coffee nonsense sorted. And
it's almost 15 minutes, and we've been talking about coffee a lot.
But if you stick with us, we're making really nice cookies
today.
Okay,
one last question. What's your favorite coffee? Amber, go.
Oh, I drink my coffee with half and half and no sugar.
You are?
I use almond, vanilla flavored almond milk and just
nice. And I drink tea. Thank you very much. Yeah, actually, I don't drink tea. I don't drink anything. So yeah, I drink my wine, and that's.
Oh, you don't drink anything. Mine for breakfast, mine for lunch.
No. I have a glass once in a while.
All right. So, Amber, are you ready to go? Do you want to go first? Because I'm going to try to sort out my echo problem and reopen another window while you
go. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The little camera dance. Are you going to do it, man?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to earn your keep?
I'm reading comments. I was very captivating. So the camera dance is what?
There. I'll do it.
Okay.
We're good. Okay, what are we doing today?
No idea. What's happening?
Oh, look at this beauty.
She's showing off.
Always showing off.
I think I haven't made cookies.
It's not a cookie. I do not believe you. It's a cookie unless you eat it.
It's all edible.
I don't.
Well, as usual, stale, but
you took it out of a castle.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't made cookies like this in a long time. I kind of miss that. So I made cookies for a version of Pride and Prejudice a couple of years ago. So it's completely decorated in cookies, kind of like this style. And I was looking at those pictures recently, and I was like, I got to do like a tutorial for that. So I just picked a couple of my favorites from there and redid them. So I'm using molds. I made my own molds for these brooches using Amazing Mold Putty. This is in my Amazon shop, I think. So this you can make food safe molds for like chocolate or whatever. I'm using modeling chocolate today. So that's that. It comes with these like two. So you like take equal parts of these and squish them together. And then you can just put your whatever kind of like jewelry you have or anything. I'll show you the originals. So I just have like a collection of pins and enamel pins like this and cameos. I've made my own cameo molds with this stuff. It's just a lot of fun. Like you can put anything in this stuff.
Where do you find them?
Like just antique stores and whatever. Like yeah, that's basically where I get them. Antique stores. So
I think that could be a cute idea if you sneak into your mom's house and steal one of her pieces of jewelry.
And then
Hi, Sally.
That would be cute, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Sally.
Yes, so you can definitely make your own. Yes, that's what's great. Like
it's easy. Like you just squish it in there and then you let it sit for like 30 minutes and it pops right out and then you just wash it.
Is this the one that is reusable that you can then, or is it not?
Oh yeah.
I don't mean the mold. I mean that you can reuse the putty for a different project.
No, the one I have that, and it's a completely different thing. It's a lot more like Jell-O, and the level of detail is not the same.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of that.
You can remelt the number, so you can make like different molds several times.
Oh, okay. That's cool. All right. This is modeling chocolate or sculpting chocolate, as it says on the label. So normally I would use fondant for this, but I think modeling chocolate just tastes a lot better. Like I just eat this stuff. It's so good. Like this just tastes like white chocolate. It's delicious.
How much is it?
I don't know.
It's just like it's 2 pounds?
This is yes, 2 pounds, maybe like $20, $20-something.
Well, you can. I mean, it's for cookies. You will get a lot out of it, right? Like even.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Because I'm just using like a tiny bit of this stuff. But yeah, you can make your own modeling chocolate. I don't have a recipe for that, but you can do it yourself. So that's what I use to make these. And then so it comes out like this. You have to, there'll be like a whole tutorial on this at some point. So you put the modeling chocolate in the mold and then you have to chill it a little bit because it gets very soft as you work with it. It's like much softer than fondant, which is the one downside, but you just put it in the freezer for a few minutes and it pops right out. And now it's like pretty solid. It bends a little bit, but it's not soft, so you can like work with it. And then,
but it's not like rock hard, right? It doesn't get.
No, it's still like soft if you bite into it. It's really nice. Okay, so I'll just show you how I paint these to make them look like the jewelry. Just get a little closer here.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah.
Just keeping an eye on you.
You just got caught, huh?
No, my dad uses this stuff to like copy moldings to recreate them.
Didn't he say that?
And then I think you're saying go to your parents' house and steal some jewelry, but
you steal the materials so you can make your own mold.
Okay, so I'm gonna paint the edge of this with my gold luster dust mixed.
Oh, thank you, Byron.
Oh, that's nice, Byron. So this is what is it? Crystal Colors Antique Gold from sugarpaste.com. That's the one that I'm using. And I mixed it with a little bit of vodka, which I always do when I'm painting. And I mean, for this one, normally I use this because when you're painting on royal icing, water will dissolve the icing. But on modeling chocolate, I mean, I guess you could probably use water. I don't know, but I'm still using the vodka because it works, and it dries.
The There is sugar in there, so I don't know. It's imagine like fondant. So I think on fondant I would still use alcohol. No more. What do you
Right,
think?
yeah, 'cause you don't want to like.
Maybe be careful. Yeah, you don't want to oversaturate it with water. I think.
That's true. So I'm just painting. I did 2 coats of this gold on my other ones because when you paint on white, it just doesn't like, you know, show up as well. So I did 2 coats.
Julie signed up for your class, Amber, so she'll be with you.
Oh, thank you, Julie. That's exciting. The filigree class.
It's sold out, so don't ask about it.
Yeah.
Repeat the gold, Amber.
This is from sugarpaste.com, antique gold. So if you go to sugarpaste.com, you'll see on the sidebar, there's a thing that says online store. And that's where you can find these crystallized colors. Okay. So also from sugarpaste.com is the matte white dust, which is, I've also mixed that with alcohol, and I'm just going to paint the middle of that with the white. I don't know, this is probably going to be hard to see, but I'm going to cover the whole thing.
No, we can see pretty well. No, we can actually see pretty well.
Okay. And I'm just using like artist brushes from the craft store for this. Okay, so then once I paint the whole thing, I'm just going to use the brush to create little waves. Because when you look at an enamel pin, you can kind of see like there's little swirls and sometimes it's like a wavy pattern. So I just wanted to create that kind of look.
It's all about the detail.
That's true.
Are you gonna keep these?
What do you mean? Like not eat them, or?
Oh yeah, for your, you know, you have a collection of cookies.
Oh yeah, I'm sure these will sit over there on the tray for 6 months or so, like the rest of them.
I worry about the chocolate maybe getting yucky, right?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see how they look at that point, what happens to it.
The cookies last pretty good, but.
Oh yeah. All right, so this has to dry for a little bit because I'm going to paint a rose over that.
Becky, not you, but Becky has a question. Do you have a tip for white icing drying? I feel like it never dries.
Well, are you adding white food coloring to the icing? Because that can probably, if you're adding a lot of white food coloring, it probably makes it not dry properly. And then for the rose, I'm using these Wilton. This is also a matte dust, color dust, pink and green, mixed with alcohol. Jeremy, you're gonna have to say hello because Amy didn't.
Amy is asking, where are you? Oh, Julie, I think I have pretty steady hands, but I'm not. Okay, I made myself like I'm drinking every day. No, I am not drinking. I just enjoy occasional glass of wine. Life is stressful, folks, as you know.
Yeah.
Well, there's actually, I don't remember her name, but maybe Amber, you know this, a YouTuber. She would get literally inebriated to cook. She would do a cooking show, get like wasted and cook. And she's actually on the Food Network now.
Oh yeah,
a blonde. Yeah.
Well, I don't know who you're talking. Oh,
that would be
isn't her name Hannah? Isn't her name Hannah? Hannah?
Yeah, maybe it is. But That's what she would do. She would get like, you know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be around
I
when
don't
you're.
know if I would want to eat like what's in the food, but well.
All right. So I just made like a camera.
No, it wasn't a Juliet. No, it's a current person. She
Imagine Julia Child doing that.
she was an ISX. Thank you, Julie. That made us laugh. No, this is a current person, in today's
There it
time.
is. That's her. That's her. My
Yes,
transition.
oh yes, it is Hannah Hart. Yes, okay, Hannah Hart. Yeah, she's funny, I think.
Several people, I guess, are getting it. Is your wife asking what you're doing as well? Everybody's monitoring his activity.
Mhm.
Darcy, or sorry, Garcia 465 is asking. I can never get my old paint like that. Do you use a lot of alcohol and just a little bit of luster dust? What is a good ratio? That's an excellent question.
I'd say, well, it depends on the brand that you're using. Some of them don't have good coverage.
But in terms of ratio, would you recommend that they use more like more alcohol liquid to luster dust, or?
I mean, I would say it's probably about equal. But then you have to, you test it and then you add more. If it's not covering enough, you have to add more dust. If it's chunky, then you have to add more liquid. So it really, you kind of have to play with it. But just, if your gold isn't working, no matter what you do, you probably have to switch brands.
And we just dropped into alcohol conversation. Yes, we have. But we do use it. I mean, Amber uses vodka. I use Everclear. What do you use more?
It's basically like here in Canada, we don't have Everclear. It's just a high proof, like 94%, some alcohol.
Right, alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay, Terry is asking, Amber, have you ever used isomalt?
No, but I'm going to show you something that I tried. Not isomalt, but some like a glaze kind of thing. I'm always like, I don't know, I'm afraid of using hot sugar.
Yes, you can really burn yourself, but it's fun. It's fun. You should try it without having kids around.
I mean, we used to do like pulled sugar stuff in culinary school, and I always hated it because it was just like.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I didn't like it. I like things that are like.
So you're a risk taker? You like living on the edge?
Me?
You know what you can use? You could use the with your curling iron. You probably got one glove. It's like a,
Huh?
I figured you could use that to handle like hot sugar, no?
She's saying the glove, to protect your hand when you're curling your hair.
When you're curling, your hair.
Yeah.
Glove with it.
No, I'm a professional hair curler now with that, so I don't even need a special glove.
Oh, well then you shouldn't be worried about burning your hand.
I know.
All the iron, Never mind. All right, so we have a couple questions. Oh yes, Charlotte bought Wilton Pro dust, and that just yes. It's a great product, but I think it works better on dry application.
Dry,
when you want to do a painting. June is asking, did you start the rose with a small round pastel?
Yeah.
You're doing it a bit different.
I did it like a very light pink first, and then went over it with the darker pink to make the petals.
Amy loves the rose. Folks, if you don't know who Amy is, Seriously Sweet on Davy Street, you can hop over to Facebook and follow Amy there. She does lives with Marlin on Tuesdays.
She's a troublemaker.
And she's really fun.
Yeah, the cookies you made on Tuesday were so pretty.
Well, thank you. We had fun that day. We were whooping it up.
And people can go watch that on your page, Mar.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got our rose, and now we're going to use another product. This one has food coloring on it, so I'm sorry that it's a mess, but it's called True Color. Looks like
it's perfectly fine. I'm finally feeling a little normal around here.
Yes, it's such a
Finally, feel somewhere.
It's True Color Liquid Shine. It's pearl dust. True Color makes natural food coloring, so that's what this is, and it's already mixed with alcohol, which is why it's called Liquid Shine. But it dries out, so you probably have to add more liquid after if you have it for a while. So I'll just add a little more alcohol to that. And the color is called silver, but it comes out white. So
do you find that these premixed, it's premixed?
Yes.
Do you find that these premixed colors like this, do you ever have to add more alcohol to them? Does whatever the liquid they use, does it evaporate?
Yeah. This one, it says what kind of alcohol is in here. Well, it's covered up with food coloring, so I can't read it. But yeah, you just mix it with the alcohol that you would normally use for painting. So I just put my vodka in there and kind of reconstitute it. So I'm just adding this this white pearl paint around the rose.
Charlotte is asking, is there an advantage to using luster dust to paint versus actual food coloring?
Oh, well, depending on the color, like I find that the dust kind of gives you a more opaque paint, whereas the gel will make more of like a watercolor translucent paint. So that's why I like the dust. And also some of the gels, like if you're using a brown food coloring gel to paint and you add the liquid, it kind of separates into all the colors that are in there. So it looks kind of green and red and whatever, so the dust doesn't seem to do that, but the gel always kind of separates when you're trying to paint with it.
Hi, Tara. Your friend Tara is here.
Hi, Tara. Oh, I know. My cookie studio used to be right next to Tara's office. And so she would like come and visit me when I was decorating, and she helped me decorate my wedding cookies. So that was a lot of fun. She was like a guest star in a couple of videos, maybe just the one, but that's all I remember.
I'm sorry, we are only.
Hey, it's because I'm focused. I'm looking at what she's doing.
What?
Here, she's saying I'm looking.
Oh.
Beautiful. So Amber, let's say hypothetically somebody wanted to undertake this project. They're having a moment of, they're feeling ambitious. Would they like make all the chocolate and then like every couple of nights paint 3 and then build up to whatever the number? Like how long do you think these could keep? You know what I mean? Like so that you could kind of make
I think this stuff will keep for a long time. It's mostly sugar.
So you'll be could you start a month in advance?
I think so. I haven't really tested it yet, but based on like what's in here, and I think it's very similar to fondant, but it's got like cocoa butter in it.
Okay.
Yeah, I have done some modeling chocolate things, and it's like a realizing transfer. I mean, it's probably not for years.
Yeah, right.
Unless you expose it to moisture and.
I mean, the thing about like the things that have fat in it, like the fat can actually kind of go bad after a long time. So probably not as long as a royal icing transfer.
No.
But I think you could do it like a month ahead of time.
Or maybe store it in a fridge. Where would you store it?
These could probably go I mean, I would store it at room temperature, but modeling chocolate could probably go in the fridge, right? I don't know enough about it.
I would worry with the fridge situation. I would spray them with that shellac stuff because I would worry about the condensation impacting the surface.
Yeah, I know, that's true. So maybe
if they're not painted, if they're not painted.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you about the glaze. So I got this edible glue, which is like, I use it as a glaze basically. So I was gonna put like a little bit of the glaze on each one of these, but I felt like then you kind of lost the pearl look to it because it's just so shiny that you lose like the pearlized look of the white here.
Yes.
But I've used this on other things. Like I made like a marble cookie and I put this on to make it look like it was actually marble.
So does that dry completely?
No, it's always kind of, see, this has been sitting out for probably 2 days and you see I can bend it.
No, but
from the glue, it's softening up the modeling chocolate. Is that what you think?
No, I think it's just they're both flexible, like, but this is dry, but it's flexible.
So that wouldn't stick on a bag, let's say. It would like that's the big thing.
I know, yeah. So I think I don't know because
it would be good on a gingerbread house.
Yeah, like you could do a lot of stuff with this. I don't know. I think it might stick to a bag because sitting in there, I think maybe the moisture might kind of make it sticky if it's all kind of like sealed up like that.
But if you have like a little box or like a acetate box, maybe it wouldn't.
Right. This is edible.
What's in it?
Glucose syrup, water, sugar, pectin, citric acid, and
like pectin? That's for canning.
Yeah, I mean it's a thickener, you know, so that's kind of it gives it like that jelly sort of texture. But yeah, it's dry to the touch, but it does feel like if you like leave your finger on it, it gets a little bit tacky.
So you didn't try it on the brooch you made?
On the grocery bag?
Yeah. You didn't try that on it.
Huh? What on grocery did I?
No, your brooch, the glue.
The brooch. I didn't. No, I did not. This was my test.
I was sure you said the groceries.
I know.
No groceries. We did groceries yesterday. Oh no, today.
Are you decorating a cookie or is that a future?
No, I'm good. That was a long demo. So this whole cookie, these 2 cookies are going to be part of a future tutorial.
Coming on your
hopefully
channel.
Before Mother's Day. Yeah.
Will that be for Patreon?
No, that's going to be everybody.
That'll be for everybody. So you're going to get it, everybody. Follow her on Facebook and YouTube to get the notification for this tutorial when she edits it, because you filmed it, right?
Filmed it, yep.
She just has to edit, which
takes
no time at all. Super fast.
Takes longer than making the cookies. It's ridiculous, but
very long, yes. Do we have any other questions before I start?
Lillian is asking, would PME edible glaze spray be better than the edible glue since it dries hard and not tacky? I can't get over the perfection of the rose.
Oh, thank you. I don't know. I haven't used the PME spray, so I don't know. I've used this one. Huh?
I bought, because it's shellac, right? So they sell shellac bottles that you can put in your airbrush. But the stuff is when you buy that shellac stuff to put in your airbrush, well, you need a whole other bottle of stuff to clean the shellac. Because I actually sprayed that shellac on my cookie sheet because I was spraying. And to this day, probably 10 years later, the shellac is still on my cookie sheet. So
wow.
That is some potent stuff.
I only use it with sugar. Like when I make a cake sale or something like that, I spray it on. Like spray the whole thing, and it preserves it really well, so it doesn't start weeping from the so it does help with that. It will probably help with when you're making gingerbread house and you using sugar to make the windows. Because oftentimes then will start dissolving, and then you'll have this weird looking like windows and there's a hole. So that we also use that, spray that on. I don't know if it's like that great to eat, I have to say.
So I'm gonna start now.
Yes. Let's go, Mar.
Okay, hello, it's my turn. So the royal icing transfers, here they are, my little bunnies. I bought these, I showed them, I think last week or something. I got these, and well, anyway, I have very little self-control when I see them at the store, and they were on sale, and that took me right over the edge. But then you get them home and you're like, yeah, these are nice, but what do I do with them? So I was trying to think about what I could do with them. And so here, these royal icing transfers, you can see they're holding the little egg version, the little carrot version. This one here is a little flower for his tail. So then you can use these to decorate. These are a different version here, a side view. Have no candles, just a little sprinkle eyeball. And then these are just heads. So I know you guys are going to ask about the marker. This is the edible food marker. It's a 0.3 tip. It's food colors. My Facebook shop. There's nothing finer than this that I've seen to write on your stuff.
How many did you make? How many different bunnies?
I'm sorry, what?
How many different bunnies did you make?
I made 3, but 2 different sizes. So this marker is in the shop, on my shop there in Facebook, if you want to find the link for it. It's very good. And now we're going to just quickly show you how to make these bunnies. So that's the template that's on the coffee or Kofi or whatever. We're not going to argue about how to pronounce it. So it's just a sheet like this that you print, and then you lay parchment paper on top so that you can work, and like you're basically tracing the line. So we'll start here. I'm going to work sideways. And let's detach these bunnies. They're actually not completely dry, the underside. If you know you're working in royal icing transfers, you want to work a couple of days in advance to make sure they'll be dry. So the eyes, I don't want to have to mix another color, so I'm using, you can use black nonpareils, or you can use sprinkles for the eyes, depending on the size of your critter. I like to work with a little bit of royal icing to glue it. And I'm starting with the ears. This is a number 3 piping tip, and I'm just pulling the dot behind the head so that they don't fall off. You don't want them just next to the head. You want them structurally kind of incorporated in the head. And then the body, like that.
Why is it that you don't want them to be just next to the head? Can you explain?
So I want them that when I pipe the head will be on top of those, and so everything will be fused together. Because if it's just next to it, well, they could just separate. And you can see there, the icing is quite stiff. When you're making royal icing transfers, if you want them to be voluminous or fluffy or puffy, you don't want a runny icing. They'll dry very, very flat. And now I've got pink icing, and I'm just adding that to the wet icing in the middle of each ear, like that.
Marlin is using royal icing. This is not white chocolate, but I assume you could also try using chocolate. I don't think you'll be able to get the volume Marlin is getting with royal icing, because you're using, what's the consistency here?
Oh, this is like marshmallow.
Yeah, so she's using
and so here's like one of the only occasions, because the rest, if you're doing a tier, you can manage to shape them without having to come and fiddle too much. So right now I'm just flattening. When I pulled away, I'm just kind of poking that down, and then I'll have a little bit of icing left on my needle. And with that, I can pick up my little black sprinkles, and then I'm just going to touch. So you don't want to be picking up these things one by one with tweezers. It will literally take hours. So if you can just do it this way, you can work much faster. So I'm going to take this one off. I got two. Pick up another one and place it. And the little needle allows you to just place them exactly. Then you can kind of just tap them in. And then you pick what you want them to hold. I'm doing carrots and Easter eggs. You see? So you glue
see those candies, not candies, sprinkles come in handy.
Well, there's just not that many occasions to use them, right? We buy them, but where do you use them? They're hard on the teeth, at least this way. It's kind of just an.
Is he doing something?
So now he's like that. I'm just adding his little arm holding. So I switched out the tip to slightly smaller, and it's just a tear shape on top, and then I'm pulling it to the side.
You're not waiting for it to crust or anything, right?
No, the icing is stiff enough that you can just work. Because you need the icing to be somewhat sticky to hold the eyes and to hold the things. Oh, and then you can add a little nose. Now, if you have tiny pink, whatever, like a little sprinkle or a little tiny heart.
From your Valentine's Day, maybe. Valentine's Day.
There's his little nose. So let's move this guy.
And he's asking, would it be too bad to add little dots with a pen next day for the eyes?
Huh?
Would it be too bad to add little dots with a pen next day for the eyes?
I do like the nonpareil eyes, but you could do that. If you have the black nonpareil, this is a great occasion to use them, actually, because it's, again, one of those things sometimes we have and we don't end up using. The black is good at Halloween.
And she's asking, do the eyes bleed into the white?
The nonpareil, I've not had them bleed, but the pearls, depending on the brand. So now we'll just do two of these guys. And it's the same ear situation. So it's two.
Yes, Jeremy, we do agree. Someday Mar is going to put candy on a candy, then on a cookie.
Mm-hmm.
There's the tail. If you want, you could sprinkle the tail with some sort of rainbow pastel nonpareil.
Yeah.
And again, I'm filling the ear here.
Lucy Bar says, so cute.
If you look online and you look for royal icing transfer decorations, you're going to see how expensive they are, and you see how easy it is to make your own. I went the wrong way. So now I'm shaping the head. You see, I can follow easily the template to size my critter. That's done. And now I'm going to do the body. Now, in this case, if it wasn't for a live situation, I maybe would wait before adding the second leg.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm just, you see, I'm going over the tail and over the head here, and I'm fusing everything together. So now we've got the head on. And on top of this, I'm going to lay the hind leg and the front leg. Oh, yeah, and a pearl eyeball. I did have some bleeding with my pearl eyeballs. I use the Sugar Bell pearls because they're smaller than the 4mm. Because 4mm was a bit big on these critters, and they did kind of look cloudy after. I'm trying to catch this pearl, but it keeps rolling away.
Emily's asking, do you find the moisture from the transfer makes the parchment paper wrinkle?
Sure. If you don't want to have that happen, pipe on acetate.
I'm laughing at Jeremy's comments.
Oh, God, I can't catch my pearl on the tweezers.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you can't get your breath.
Oh.
And now I'm adding the hind leg. So the hind leg is just around, and then there's the hind, but the body is not dry, so it's not staying as separate as I'd like. And then the little front leg. And then you let these guys dry, and then you can pop them on your cookies. So let's move them now that they're done. And so I use them to finish off my cookie. Here's the cookie. You can see the little bunnies in there. Is there questions, Han? Should I slow down? I'm looking at the.
Every time I'm trying to like see when you're gonna take in a breath, so I can.
I took one. I took one.
I love these.
So cute.
Everybody's loving them.
So if you
what's the size of the bunnies that you did?
Did I what?
What is the size of the bunnies?
They're probably 1.25 inches. So if we look in the back, because it's like a little window thing, well, they need to have somewhere to be in there. So this is a domed cookie here. So let's just look at it. I have a pan where I bake my cookies on there. And so when I was putting my little critters in the hole, well, they were falling in too deep. You know, it was wonky. So I've actually added a little cookie inside there to kind of give them a little bit of a, you know, and then I'm just kind of like adding brown to just copy the look of the, you know, it's like they're in a log type of a situation.
Somebody's asking if these transfers are in your cookie school. I think actually these transfers are currently going.
No, they are in the cookie school group.
Okay, they are in the cookie school. But if you are not a member of the Marlin's cookie school, you can also get them on coffee, right?
Yeah. So right now on all of our pages, there's templates for $2, and the price will go up after the live is done. And so so this is not pretty there. I'm in the live, but you see here, I made this one. It's all like nice and healed. And so in there, I'm going to use the side view bunny, and you can see it.
Oh, I absolutely do with that one.
See, it's like, and if we hold the other cookie, you can kind of see which one fits. You see, he's kind of in his little burrow.
So cute.
So ideally, I think you want to use white icing to glue them so that you don't have a bleeding situation, right? Is he sticking? Do I have enough?
Thanks, Jeremy, for making us always laugh.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you can elaborate on how you shape them, what kind of dome pan or where you use?
Well, the dome pan that I use is Nordic Wear, and it's discontinued. So I can't really showing you.
You could shape it. I mean, it's not. Can you show us? Can you show us again how
the cookie? You can buy small domed pans, and then you cut your cookies and you put like the pan upside down, and you bake them on
what
the
you
dome.
Could do if you are in a pinch, really, you can take
aluminum
foil, roll it into a ball, flatten one side, make it as pretty as possible, and you could do it that way.
Or you can
silicone chocolate, not silicone chocolate molds, silicone mold. So they can get like
a cake ball pan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So now I'm just adding icing to the edge of my dome here, and I did sand it to make sure that that it was like all flat, and that's with what do you call that? The spice thing. What is it again?
The zester, the microplane.
Yeah, the microplane, that's it. And so now I'm putting it in a cookie cutter so that I can work, because you see, and I should have used brown icing, I can see inside a bit of the white. So you might want to think about that if you're doing it, just so that you don't have white showing. The only thing that should be white there is the bunny.
I just want to show this out. Jeremy is suggesting that this would be great for Halloween as well, like an owl or a bell hanging upside down in a hole.
That's a
darken up
great
a
idea.
little bit, a little maybe like ghost eyes or stuff.
So depending on your artistic ability, markers, food markers are always great to be able to add your guidelines. And then, so
Again, I'm putting it on a screen. So it's www.coffee.com//Montreal Confections or /Hanielas/SweetAmbs. You can find, you can support us there, find the templates there, and everyone else as well.
I had prepared, so the cookie's just an Easter egg, and I used a small cutter that I knew was going to be the size of the dome, right? And so I just flooded that in brown, let that dry so that then I could lay my stencil on. If you have a Silhouette or a Cricut type machine, you can cut, they have like, the files are available there to purchase, usually very affordably, to cut a wood grain. A wood grain stencil is one of the easiest you can find really on the market, and just quickly, add this wood effect on it. This is a great project if you're a beginner and you're like, you don't work that fast. Well, you can make your royal icing transfers this week, maybe bake your cookies, freeze them, like you can work in steps. If you can break the project down into smaller parts, it's less overwhelming. Like I was talking about Amber's project, it looks like a lot, but if you could break it up, you make those little pieces in advance, then it's less overwhelming. So I'm just going to quickly show the flowers. This is another thing on coffee I just actually put up. It's how to make the flowers that I'm using. This is just a quick video. The tutorial there is also in my Cookie School group. The template to the bunnies is in the Cookie School group. And there, it's just like quickly 5 petals. And I like to work with a dry middle so that when you can push it in, it doesn't sit at the surface. And this is a side version. So when you're making like a floral crown on a critter or around something, usually the flowers are always like top view. And I do personally like it when there's a side view flower. It looks a little bit more natural and realistic. So those are the side view. And those, if you can make those in advance, it makes a big difference how they look, because the dot kind of pushes into those 2 bottom petals and it just looks so much more realistic.
Coffee is down.
Oh yeah?
So sorry. I guess maybe we can extend our sale today. Since it's down.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Sorry guys.
We will definitely extend it. So
Yeah, we'll just do that so you can get it. Hopefully they'll have it back up soon.
Oh yeah, I see it on here. It's fine. I don't know.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
it's unavailable. The service is, it's okay.
All right, so now I've got a leaf tip, and I'm adding a leaf at the end of those guidelines. So I'm just adding a leaf on both sides, okay? Just like so. And if you're short on time and you're not that quick, you can make these things in advance as well. You see here I have a little piece of like royal icing crescent, and you can make your little kind of floral crown parts in advance as well. You see, I'm just going to work on the parchment paper, and then I'll be able to just peel this off and quickly add it to the cookie. So I'm starting with a leaf, then I've got a small petal tip. I had added here just to show you guys. So petal tips come in a huge variety of sizes. So the bigger the tip, the bigger the flower. If you want to make small flowers, you have to get the smaller tips. So this here is a 102, and I probably should be working in a 101. And on either, here, let me grab the cookie. So on top of that leaf, I'm piping 2 petals to make it look like a little kind of, just a little bud. So it looks like a little heart, actually.
Everybody's loving your cookies and your bunnies and your idea.
Awesome. So now on top of that, a leaf kind of hiding the end of the flower.
What's the leaf number?
This one is a PME, and the number, it's the ones on the PME, ST51. They're hard to read, their tips.
But you can also use a Wilton 352.
Yeah.
Or just cut a piping tip into a V shape if you
So
don't
here,
have a piping tip.
you see, these are the side view flowers, and I just like the look of that. I find that it just looks a little bit more realistic. So here, when I get to the end, I'm just above the yellow one, I'm adding this, you see, like that. And again, this is like, if you make all your little bits, well, decorating night can be with a little bit more of an amateur crowd. You can bring people maybe that aren't that used to decorating, and they'll feel like they were so good using your flowers. And then you just add again a little leaf to hide that. If you have M&Ms, I do like to add an M&M here to bring up this flower. The M&M gives it a little bit of elevation, and then when they get the surprise, it's like, you know, it's like, it's good they're having candy there. Again, we need to have some candy. So I'm just adding a little mound of icing so that my flower will be a little bit more forward. And I'm looking for a different colored one. Let me look in my stash down here.
Byron, I promise I will make the Cinderella house. You've been asking for years.
Oh, you gotta do it this year.
I should do it.
There it is. So there's a different color, pink. You know, it's nice when they're all like kind of different shades.
That's
and
so pretty. I love that.
And so down here, you could add nothing. You could add some grass. You could add
Ending up like a little centerpiece. Imagine if you were small eggs, have them standing up.
My other thing. So here you could add little carrots. And if you make the royal icing transfer bunnies bigger, well, you can have them holding carrots maybe that you pre-made. These here, this is the 5-petal flower, but that's actually a yellow M&M. So you can make the bigger ones, and that's a yellow M&M in the center, you see? Here, this would be a cute addition, a little bee. And these are kind of like, I was experimenting with my petal tips here. These are like kind of like rose type flowers, but you can add whatever you want. Because you can see here, if I bring this one in next to it, I mean, it, you know, it goes from drab to, and there's so many little things you could add. You could make maybe a little gnome or a little whatever. Here, let's do this one just to show you what I mean about having your things done in advance. The end is dry. So I'm just going to add my 2 petals. Like this isn't stuck, so it's usually better if it's stuck on the bottom there. I guess I could have added a carrot at the end. That could have been cute too, since the carrot's pointy.
Oh, that's a good idea. A name for, or a spot for a name at the bottom.
Yes, face card. You see, then it's like kind of already.
How long would you say the flowers you made last?
Oh my gosh, it's royal icing. Yeah, they
Yeah,
last.
you've been munching on some there 1-year-old.
Yeah.
They'll just last forever, basically.
And while this is wet, you could sprinkle it with little white nonpareil to make it look like there's baby's breath, you know, kind of amongst the flowers. And then I wrote on the cookie, I wrote Happy Easter instead of Happy Easter. So you could write whatever you want. Let me see, here's my piping tip dry. So if you're writing on your cookies, you don't want a super stiff icing, give yourself carpal tunnel. So softer icing is better. So here, you want to look at the middle. So I'm working upside down for you guys, but whatever you're writing, write it on a piece of paper, practice it, maybe trace your cookie on a cutter on a piece of paper so that you kind of get your sizing, and you can actually type on paper to just practice it a couple of times so that you can kind of like gauge how it's going to size on your cookie.
Oh, Paula, I hope you're doing better today. Paula had her vaccine yesterday.
Oh,
Easter, happy Easter. Is that what you're writing? What's the piping tip here? Is this PME? It
yeah.
looks like.
Number 2.
Oh, it's number 2. So it's great. It's a great tip for writing PME tips. They're a little more pricey, but they're really, really good for writing.
So cute.
I think I prefer this little bunny than those, but it's just to show you, like, this is maybe more for like kid type projects.
I like them together as a set.
Yes.
Yeah, they're you know, I mean, they're
like a family, you know, like a bunny dad, bunny mom, bunny kids.
And then look here, I have my little bee. You could stick that in the middle, or you could whatever. If you want to practice working with royal icing, the thing about royal icing transfers is, like, you don't have to make the cookies and all that. You can just kind of play with the icing, practice making your flowers, practice with the consistency. And it's not super expensive to make. And then if it doesn't work out, well, it's not a super big deal. And if you do practice making flowers, I suggest working on the bigger ones, the 102, 104, and practice that. They're easier to kind of get kind of familiar with the techniques. And then once you've got that mastered, then you could go to the smaller ones. But that's it. C'est fini. And what time is it? We're over.
It's all right.
You're competing with Amy, I feel like. But
Well, I've been behaving. I've been very good today.
it's all the smoke. Finally let loose. No, thank you, both of you, for fabulous tutorials today.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Watching you both. It was really fun. Thank you so much.
Next week is, I think is it my day off? Whose day off is it next week?
It's my day off. Oh, no? Okay.
Today's your day off.
I thought we have 2 weeks.
No.
So yes. So next week is it already Easter?
It's Amber's day off next week.
And then that's Easter weekend. Yeah.
Weekend? Okay.
Oh, I'm looking. I'm the one that created a schedule. I'm looking at the schedule. I have to resend it to you guys because I made a boo-boo, but it's fine. Next week it's me and Han. And then so we'll decide what we're doing. It'll be probably springish, right? Are you feeling springish?
Me always. I'm in space.
Why did you change out of your pink shirt you had on before?
I
told you.
I looked like an Easter egg. Thank you for that compliment.
No, but it's nice. It was very nice.
Take it out of my head. No, okay. I'm gonna wear it next week then. So I'll make something pink to match my neon pink shirt.
Yeah, something there. All right. So was there any last questions?
Well, let's just mention again, we'll keep our coffee template sales up because we apparently crashed the site. So guess so. Thanks everybody for helping us do that.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, hopefully they'll get that site
back.
Sorry to interrupt.
Garden seedling started. Yes.
Yes, if you don't garden, you have no idea how much advanced preparation is necessary for gardening.
It's incredibly time-consuming thing, and you really have to love it. You really have to love it. I put up a post about how to start seedlings on my blog several weeks ago, because we had a big garden, and I remember not having a dining room for 3 months.
Yes, I remember taking over your house.
Flowers take really long time to germinate, and I feel like when you started yourself, the plants are stronger. For whatever.
And you're ready when there's an apocalypse to grow your own food.
Right.
Yes, of course. So what are we doing next? So I don't know what I'm gonna do next week. So I know we are doing spring theme then, but I haven't. Okay. I'll have to.
I vote for Buster Cookified.
Oh, Buster, yes, Buster. I don't know if you guys know, but Buster, he's made his first cake. I tasted the cake; it's absolutely amazing. I'm gonna be sharing a recipe soon. You can see bits of it on my Instagram. I shared some bits of Buster, and he also made cookie dough. He got all floured up from the flour exploded, so he got flour on him. Buster is a little penguin, for those of you who don't know, and who knows is Jeremy probably.
Yep. Jeremy knows.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining us today. And again, you can find the templates from from Marlin's tutorial on her in her shop on coffee.com. I feel so awesome.
I put it on the screen.
Yeah, / Montreal Confections, and then so on, Hanielas or SweetAmbs. Buster, where are you? Okay, I'm gonna look for Buster. Just a second. Oh, Buster is here.
And then we have to make some Mother's Day stuff because, right? Like that's
that's next. Yep, that'll be next.
What is she doing? Oh God!
Sure.
He's here. He was in the fridge, and he's a troublemaker. I have to say.
He's in the fridge. Well, it would make sense. That's where he sleeps.
Oops. I moved my table. Okay, so he's a troublemaker. So I'll keep you updated what's going on with the Buster. You can I'll be posting more fun things on Instagram. Oh, that's awesome! Awesome.
So thank you everyone for joining us. If you arrived late to the party, you can rewatch the live stream and all the previous ones from weeks past. We save them on our Facebook and YouTube. You can rewatch that at your leisure. Check out we've done so many projects now. I mean, we've been doing this several months, so you can, I'm sure, find some useful information. And we're all on Patreon, again, under the same kind of hashtag Patreon, patreon.com, our handle, Montreal Confections, Hanielas, or SweetAmbs. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your purchases today. And we'll see you next Friday. Bye.
Bye.